it going, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddison Hill, and yes, it's time for another Pop Off with Maddison. For today's Pop Off, I'm going to be talking about Tristan Thompson because we have some major tea-filled updates when it comes to him and his most recent paternity scandal. For starters, we learned through some new court documents that Tristan Thompson admitted he only communicated with Maralee Nichols via Snapchat, which I don't know why, just for some reason, absolutely grosses me out. And that's no shade to Snapchat. I truly think it's just because once you guys hear Tristan's Snapchat username, you're gonna feel the same way. And the second thing we're gonna discuss is we've now also learned that Tristan Thompson's hope of moving this paternity case to Texas has officially been diminished, because we've now learned that a judge in Texas has officially ruled that this is not a matter for the state of Texas and is in fact a matter for the state of California. So Tristan, if that paternity test comes back positive and you are the father, you might as well start opening up that wallet because you're gonna have to pay. All right, you guys, I don't know about you all, but I am so ready to get into this Tristan Thompson tea with you guys. And I know it's Friday, and on Fridays, I know your time is precious because we are so close to the weekend. So let's not waste any more time and get straight to unwrapping these Tristan Thompson facts. Okay, so as you all know by now, Tristan Thompson is currently in the midst of yet another cheating and paternity scandal. A woman named Maralee Nichols is claiming that Tristan Thompson is the father of her child, who she actually just gave birth to at the beginning of this month. Maralee Nichols claims that her and Tristan Thompson had a 5-month on and off again relationship before conceiving this child in March on Tristan Thompson's birthday. Maralee Nichols currently lives in Los Angeles, and she recently filed a lawsuit against Tristan Thompson asking him to pay child support and pregnancy costs. Now, we know after Maralee Nichols filed this lawsuit, Tristan Thompson did respond, and he confirmed that yes, he did hook up with Maralee Nichols on his birthday, although he claims it was just a one-night stand. One-night stand or not, Tristan's confirmation that he even hooked up with Maralee Nichols is just him once again confirming that he cheated on Khloe Kardashian for the umpteenth time because the two were publicly together at the time of his birthday. In addition to admitting to hooking up with Maralee Nichols, Tristan Thompson also asked the court that she be forced to have her child take a paternity test, and he also asked the court to move the case to Texas because that's where Maralee was living at the time that they hooked up. According to the Daily Mail, we know that Tristan Thompson wanted the lawsuit moved from California to Texas in an effort to potentially limit the amount of child support Maralee Nichols could get. Okay, now that I've caught you all up to speed, now let's get into the fresh tea. So I personally was not aware that after Maralee Nichols filed her lawsuit against Tristan Thompson in the state of California, he actually filed a counter lawsuit against her in the state of Texas. I personally believe he did this to A, make a statement, and B, I think he was hoping it would help force a judge in California to move this paternity case to Texas, which we all know is what he wanted originally. However, we've now learned that Tristan Thompson's attempt to try to, outsmart the court system has officially failed. According to a new report from Us Magazine, a judge in Texas has now officially dismissed Tristan's case from the state. A source spoke to Us Magazine and confirmed that Tristan and Maralee Nichols gave live testimonies virtually to the court earlier this week. And while we don't know all the specifics of this court hearing, because remember, Tristan Thompson did order a gag order on Maralee Nichols, that way she couldn't talk about the case publicly. Here's what we do know from this virtual court hearing. Essentially, it sounds like Tristan Thompson tried to once again really push his case that this lawsuit should be a matter for the state of Texas as opposed to California, because Tristan Thompson alleged that Maralee Nichols still owned property in Texas, which it doesn't sound like it's true, and this judge saw right through the BS. In fact, this Us Magazine source said, quote, regardless of whether any act of conception occurred in Texas that could have led to the conception of the child, they allegedly had a lengthy relationship spanning multiple states. The child was born in California, the mother resides there, and so does Tristan, although he did try to say he doesn't live in California and he only has a house here in order to spend time with his kids, but we all know that's not true. Anyway, the source went on to say, quote, it would make sense the judge would dismiss this given the facts and the California lawsuit filed prior to the Texas one. So essentially, after this court hearing, Maralee Nichols won, Tristan Thompson 0. In addition to Tristan Thompson losing his countersuit in the state of Texas, we also learned some more details about him and Maralee Nichols' relationship, if that's what you want to call it. Like, you know, the fact that they only apparently communicated via Snapchat. We know this according to a declaration that Tristan Thompson submitted to the court last week that's now, of course, been obtained by the Daily Mail. In this declaration, Tristan says he only used his Snapchat account, his username is BlackJesus00, to coordinate meetups with Maralee. In the documents, Tristan Thompson reportedly said, quote, we never had any telephone calls, emails, nor did we exchange text messages. We only communicated via the Snapchat application. My username on Snapchat has always been Black Jesus 00. We use Snapchat to communicate to protect our privacy. Our privacy? Let's not beat around the bush here, Tristan. You were trying to protect your privacy and it absolutely failed. Sorry, the upper lip sweat. I can already feel it, you guys. Tristan Thompson also, of course, in this declaration conveniently mentioned that they use Snapchat because your messages delete after the person has read the message. That is exactly what happens on Snapchat, Tristan, unless, you know, the person who you're sending messages to has 1 or 2 brain cells and knows to either save the message or screenshot the message before it deletes. I'm telling you guys, some men really think with the wrong head sometimes. Anyway, in addition to that, Tristan Thompson also accused Maralee Nichols of fabricating that explosive message that surfaced last week. Yes, I'm talking about the message where Tristan Thompson is seen offering Maralee Nichols $75,000 to essentially go away and handle this pregnancy on her own because he wants nothing to do with it. Yep, Tristan Thompson is now trying to say that Maralee Nichols fabricated that. I'm telling you, you really can't make this stuff up. Tristan also once again maintained in this declaration that he only met Maralee Nichols in late November, early December of 2020, and he, quote, did not foresee any type of relationship because she lived in Texas and he lived in California. Like that stopped him before, but we must continue. In addition to that, Tristan said, quote, I only recall that Nichols and I had sexual relations in March of 2021 and no other time in 2021. Nichols constantly used the term hookup to describe our relationship, which was the reality. I am certain that if the child is deemed to be my child, that the only date of conception was March 13th, 2021, because it was my birthday. No one's arguing that that's the date of conception, but in addition to that, I also want to let you guys know that Maralee Nichols has yet to do the paternity test on her child, but then again, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, she only gave birth 2 weeks ago. I told you guys it's an absolute mess and there were a lot of T-Phil Tristan updates, and obviously I have so many thoughts about all of this, so let's go ahead and make this pop-off official and get to that shambong. Okay, so here's the thing. I think we can all agree that Tristan Thompson has absolutely got to be scrambling. I mean, the fact that a Texas judge has already ruled and basically said, yeah, Tristan, I know you're trying to bring this to the state of Texas, but this is definitely a matter for the state of California. That was probably Tristan Thompson's last shred of hope that he would not have to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month if the paternity test comes back positive. Because keep in mind, you guys, the last time Jordan Craig, aka Tristan Thompson's first baby mama, took him to court to renegotiate their child support, he now has to pay her $40,000 a month. So I'm guessing Maralee Nichols, if this paternity test comes back positive, which I believe it will, I'm assuming she's gonna get something pretty damn close to that. So you know that once this case was dismissed from Texas, Tristan Thompson was thinking, oh, expletive. I just truly believe that he absolutely 1000% has to be shaken in his boots, and as he should. You know, in my opinion, I feel like Tristan Thompson is very arrogant, and I say this because he had Khloe Kardashian at home, yet he's communicating on Snapchat with Maralee Nichols while she's in Texas. And don't forget Sydney Chase, she's also in the mix here. She's the Instagram model who went on the No Jumper podcast and claims that she had relations with Tristan Thompson as well. She claims those relations happened in November, December, January, February. So while Tristan Thompson was with Khloe Kardashian, he allegedly could have been cheating on her with 2 different women. And those are just the 2 that we know about. Who knows how many people he was talking on Snapchat with. And ladies, can we all just make a pact right now? I do not care how wealthy a man is, how good looking he is, how famous he is. If he only wants to communicate with you via Snapchat and not over text message, no phone calls, no emails, that is an absolute no. He is clearly hiding something. He's clearly not a good guy. So why on earth would we ever give anyone the time of day who only wants to communicate via Snapchat? Like, no, I don't even understand how Tristan Thompson still gets women. I really cannot wrap my mind around it. I just absolutely hate this entire paternity scandal situation. I also hate that Tristan Thompson is trying to say that Maralee Nichols fabricated that message. I mean, seriously, who is he trying to fool? Does he think that we forgot that after the Jordan Woods scandal, he tweeted out fake news when in fact it was not fake news and it was all true? Like, why would we ever believe a word that comes out of your mouth? At this point, unfortunately for Tristan Thompson, I feel like his credibility is shot, his reputation is shot. So whenever he tries to say a woman is lying, they're making this up, they're fabricating this message, like nobody is gonna believe it. And I hope Khloe is finally right there with us in seeing through Tristan Thompson's BS. I don't know, you guys. Clearly, Tristan Thompson's situation with Maralee Nichols is far from over. Just because the case was dismissed in Texas, the case is still here in California. Maralee Maralee Nichols still has the lawsuit against Tristan Thompson. She still has to get the paternity test. There is just still so much that could happen between Maralee Nichols and Tristan Thompson. I'm not prepared for it. I don't know if you guys are, but of course when something major happens, I'll be sitting right here to fill you in on it. All right, you guys, that is the latest I have for you on Tristan Thompson. I want to hear your thoughts and feels down below. While you guys are at it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget that notification bell. For more content, make sure you follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, don't forget to keep coming back to my channel to check out my YouTube shorts. You guys can also find all of my merch at my merch store at houseofhill.com. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time.